Inclusivity in culture, nationality, religion, and beliefs is one thing that we apply in our education system. Hence, the respect and acceptance that we have for every individual, may it be inside or outside the classroom. Hey Tigers, we are back with another episode of Culture Shock. I am Sherwin Haro, your host for today. On this episode, we will be discussing life in the Philippines, but from abroad, with our special guests who are Korean Tamashans currently studying with their Tamashan blockmates. And Tigers, get this, ha? They're in their homes in Korea. To take a deeper look into this interesting predicament, let's introduce these guests who will give insights on what life is like and how they're coping all the way from across the ocean. Please welcome Sung Yun Oh and Siwon Yi. Hey guys, can you wave and say hi to the people, the Tigers?
Hi. Hi everyone. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi po.
You guys, we're 2,600 kilometers away right now. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I guess.
What do you miss the most about UST right now?
Just face-to-face classes.
Yeah.
And I miss my friends.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree. You know, I wish the three of us could be there in the Tiger TV studios right now so we could meet each other in person, diba? But you know what?
Yeah.
This is okay too.
It'll
Okay,
do.
well, Tigers, Sung and Siwon's cases in this current situation are one of the more unique cases of online class students. So I guess today is going to be another exciting episode for us to see another perspective as we get to know more from our guests. We're also going to ask them your questions later, and you'll have a chance to win a prize from our sponsor, Simply Crave PH. So don't go away, Tigers, because we will be back here on Culture Shock.
We welcome our day full of hope in our hearts. Looking forward to a better and brighter day ahead of us. We woke up for another day, hoping that things will happen the way we always wanted to be. But this day is a day to face challenges and struggles ahead of us. As we're continuously facing our daily challenges in life, there are a lot of people who will promote positive changes in our society. And what will happen tomorrow lies within our own hands. Think of a better society that we deserve. Wake up. Register to vote before it's too late. From day 1 to day 100, the grind never stopped. It only got harder. But with toughness, pressure, and heat comes diamonds. Tougher than any other. They're stronger, faster, and shine the brightest from the rest. They are champions. Cementing themselves in history from now and beyond.
And we're back on the show that transcends boundaries and embraces differences. This is Culture Shock. You're here with me, Sherwin Haro. We are here with our guests for today, Sung Yun Oh and Si-won Yi. Hey, you guys, wave to the camera. And please introduce yourselves right now.
Hi, so I'm Sungyeon, but you can just call me SY. I am from the College of Science, particularly the medical biology.
And for Si-won,
Hi everyone, I'm Si-won. I'm currently studying speech language pathology at the College of Rehab Sciences.
that's super nice. Hey guys, can you greet them in Korean real quick? Can you greet our tigers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Annyeong.
If you don't mind me asking, SY and Si-won, what are your English names?
I don't have an English name.
You don't have one?
Yeah, I simply use my own
All
Korean name. It's what my dad gave me, so in a way, it's also to honor, how my dad named me.
Yeah, I heard you had English names. Ewan ko ba?
I
How about you,
have
SY?
one, but I don't
Okay.
prefer using it.
Okay. We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go
Yeah.
there. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
a very good
kinda
day to
ugly.
both of you girls. Yeah, and welcome to Culture Shock. Welcome.
Yay!
So let's talk.
Thanks
How
for having
long-
us.
Thank you. So let's talk. How long have you two been studying in UST? What year are you in? What are your courses? Well, I think you said your courses na kanina, but
Yeah.
give us a basic introduction into Sung Yun Oh, or SY, and Si-won Yi as Tomashans. How long have you two been studying?
So I'm currently a third year, and I'm from 3M Bio 5.
Nice. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
I'm currently a second year, so I've been studying in UST for a year and a few months now.
All right, that's super nice. Okay, so moving on, you two. When did you return to Korea? And also, how was the experience leaving the country during the pandemic, you know?
Well, honestly, it was really hard to go to Korea actually because of the whole travel ban and since it was getting more strict. And I left around a month ago, and this was when there were so many requirements such as a PCR test and then I also had to get a visa because I naturalized it to a Filipino citizen. So it was harder for me to get back to Korea.
Okay. How about you, C? How about you, C1?
For me naman, I actually came here earlier than SY did, so mga first week of July. And so it was less strict compared to the protocols SY had to follow. For me, because I still haven't gotten my citizenship, so Koreana pa rin ako. But
Yay.
that's why it was easier for me to get here. Like, I didn't have to go through all the paperwork. And emotionally and mentally, it was hard because, all my friends are there. And, it's like leaving my own home. So, yun, it was a little hard, but also I knew it was for the better.
Yeah. And speaking of home, you guys, where in Korea are you? Like, where are you right now? Kayong dalawa.
Currently I'm living with my grandmother, but sometimes I alternate with my sister's place in Seoul, Shincheon. But right now I am in Gwangju.
Gwangju. And how about you, C1?
Right now I'm living with my aunt, and we are at Yongin City.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Yongin City and Gwangju. I what I know is that these two cities are in Gyeonggi, right? They're in the same province. Well,
Yeah.
well, you guys. Okay, a little trivia lang. Pinoys are currently obsessed with this K drama called Reply 1988. They're
Yeah.
they're binging the heck out of it. It's super popular here. I don't know if you guys know it, but it's filmed in Gyeonggi-do province. If you've ever been to the shooting places,
Oh, I haven't been.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, maybe because it's in quarantine, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's part of it na rin. Okay, so guys, what made you decide to leave for Korea?
Well, for me, it was more on a change of environment
Mhm.
and also for other personal reasons and just for my own health and safety because it's not exactly the safest place in the Philippines. So, for the sake of my own safety, I've decided to return to Korea.
Okay. And what's the COVID situation been like over there, C1? How would you describe it?
Well, Korea isn't under lockdown or quarantine, so I'd say it feels more free compared to how it
Okay.
is in the Philippines. Um, I'm able to at least, go out and get something and come back. But again,
Yeah.
cases are still rising, so it's always recommended to stay at home. So, yeah, and I don't think it's very much different aside from more people being active outside.
Okay. So both of you have been home all this time. That's really nice. But you've been in Manila then for a few months. Is that accurate, right? During the pandemic, you've been here then?
Uh,
Yeah, when the lockdown started,
Yeah.
we were all in Manila.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
we're from Manila.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But what was the experience compared to the Korean? Like the response of the government. How would you personally recount?
Oh, well, how they operate is very much different.
Okay.
So in Korea, though it's more freer, you can go out and there's no lockdown. Once there has been a sighting of a corona positive patient, they take very strict actions to make sure to isolate and to track where he or she has been. And they always send us like these notifications through our phones that, oh, in this part there has been this many patients. Yeah, and it's just really reassuring that we're informed with the corona situation in Korea.
Guys, that is amazing, especially since it's a global pandemic, right? The response, looking at you guys, you seem very well adjusted. So that's a great sign. I think that's safe to say. And I know that in Korea, the clubs were opened a few months back. So you two definitely could go clubbing if you wanted, but you didn't, right? All right, so hearing those stories, thank you very much to both of you for choosing to study in UST despite the current situation. And well, girls, we've had a very interesting discussion so far, but I'm afraid we have to take a quick break. But before that, I just want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Simply Crave PH, for helping make today's episode possible. Tigers, when we come back, we will be hearing more stories from our guests' experiences all the way there in Korea. So stay tuned only here on Culture Shock.
We are always on the move, always on track, and in full swing. Serving the Thamashan community by creating. Grow and growl with us. We are in full swing. We are the Tiger Media Network.
We're back for a new sound. and just in time for the new normal. We're bringing you the best content. Catch old shows as well as new, updated for your Tamasha needs.
Good afternoon, Tamashans. Welcome back to Culture Shock. We're still here with our guests, Sung Yun Oh and Siwon Lee. And as I mentioned before, we will be hearing more from them. Now, yesterday, we asked a few users on Twitter what they would like to ask our guests. And as a little game, we took 3 of those best questions who have a chance to win a prize from our sponsor, Simply Crave PH. Okay, so the first lucky question is from user Mariel Diestro. And her question, SY and Siwon, if you're ready.
Yeah.
This is her question. Are there things that foreigners do in Korea that Koreans find strange or unusual? Are there things that you find similar between your culture and Filipino culture?
Oh, well, for like in Korea, we have to react more quietly. If you react loudly or like parang kung mabongga kayo, it kind of stands out.
Okay.
And it doesn't really it's not seen as nice in front of Koreans. Yeah, and because in Korea everything's fast paced, it's all about respect and making sure not one person stands out.
Yeah.
And not to make a scene.
Yeah. How about you, Siwon? Like, what do you find similar between your culture and the Filipino culture?
Siguro for similarities, I'd say we're both like Filipino and Korean culture, very family oriented. That like, it's always family first when it comes to things like celebrations. You know,
Yeah.
it's a must. Although over the past years, you know, because again, Korea's very like focused on improving the economy, so people are focused on work all the time.
Yeah.
But you know, it still doesn't leave out the fact that family is first.
Yeah. That is so heartwarming. And the SY, I want to thank you for that tourism tip earlier, ha. For future tourists there in Korea, na mga Pinoy. Okay, so we have the second question. It's from user J. Ann Manalo. And here's what she said. The Hallyu wave is felt across the world. What about the Koreans, especially Gen Z? Are they also into the mainstream K-dramas and K-pop cultures that other countries enjoy?
Well, I think that's also pretty popular here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why it's mainstream.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, you guys for sure have friends that are obsessed with K-pop and K-dramas.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Then as an individual, I'm not very updated with the whole K
Okay.
wave. I'm sorry.
But you're proud of that, right? Because like Pinoys are, I'm sorry for the term, they're eating it up. Okay, they really love this whole Hallyu wave, as we said.
Yeah, actually, it's really cute seeing like my classmates or my blockmates going to me and try to speak Korean.
Yeah.
Like they're getting immersed by Korean culture bit by bit, and it's just really, I guess, entertaining, but also kind of weird at the same time.
Right, it's cultural pride for sure, right?
Yeah.
All right, so lastly, we have this question, you guys, from Angel Kalaya. Angel said, the first thing that pops in her mind about Korea is food, and very spicy ones at that. So what's your level of preference when it comes to spice? Can you really take the heart of nuclear fire noodles? And what Korean dishes can you personally cook as well? Nuclear fire noodles, is that a thing? Is that really a thing?
I love spicy food personally, but again, it's not the same for every individual here. And for me, I think I really do enjoy the spicy fire noodle thing. But sometimes if I can't take it, I like try to change it up a bit. Like I put cheese or like I also put toge para ano siya, may crunchy taste to it.
Yeah, chef.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you're a spicy food fan too, SY.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Favorite
just
dish.
addicting.
Favorite dish.
Favorite dish? Oh no. Well, I really love. There's this thing called 곰탕.
Okay.
So it's a beef.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can add. There's a lot of vegetables and potatoes, and it's just. I don't know. I really love soupy things, especially if they're spicy, because it's just refreshing and pretty addicting.
All right. I've noted because honestly, I'm not big on spicy, but I really want to try it now that you guys have recommended that. Okay.
Yeah, it's
so
not
thank
that spicy.
Okay, so I want to say thank you to both of you for answering that. And of course, for our three questions there, thank you guys. You will be receiving your prize for that. And thank you as well for the lovely answers, SY and C1. Now, moving on to our last batch of questions. Earlier, we focused mostly on your journey upon returning to Korea, right? We stopped on your government's handling of the pandemic. But now let's focus more on you and talk about your Thamashan learning experience there from your country. So far, how's it like learning as a Thamashan but living in a foreign country?
Well, I guess it's pretty much the same because
Online, right?
To continue what SY said, yun nga, nothing's really changed kasi online yung klase natin. And maybe, like honestly for me, I thought na it would be really cool because it would feel like I'm studying abroad na because I'm in a foreign country and I'm still studying. And it's not like I'm here for like a trip or anything. But I think the workload just takes everything away. Like all my focus is on ACAS. I think it's the same for many students out there. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's anything, extravagant or like special. It's just almost like relatively the same.
You know, guys, I want to ask you real quickly because I'm still thinking about the food conversation that we had. Do you like adobo? I just really want to ask that.
I'm more of a dinuguan person. Yay.
Yeah, that question was from Daryl C. I want to shout out Daryl C right now. And I also want to say hi to everyone watching. I know there's a lot of you out there, so thank you for tuning in to our little show. Okay, moving on, you guys. Back to your college experience. Did you start college at Korea by any chance, or is UST your first college?
I think for both of us, USD is our first college.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Mashan experience for real.
Yeah, we both came out of a Philippine college, Philippine high school.
Okay.
From there, we decided to just go for a Philippine college.
Yeah. Wait, how many years in total have you guys been here?
I guess for me, it's been 20 years in the Philippines.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that's SY. You didn't tell me that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God. Okay, but you studied in Korea before? Any, like early education?
Well, over the summers, I've been going back and forth to Korea and the Philippines. And during my 3-month break, like elementary, I would study in a Korean school.
Okay,
So, yeah, but then that was when I was a kid. But now I just focus on my academics in the Philippines.
Okay. Guys, would you recommend UST to your Korean friends to study here in the Philippines?
I'm a strong believer of course over college. So I wouldn't say na, it has to be USD or nothing else. But yun nga, course over college. And to be a little more biased, I guess, like if you want a little spice and adventure in your college life, then I would say UST is for you.
Hey, I like that term, spice. You really worked that in there. But okay, you've been studying now online in Korea for a month. You know, you've been getting the Tamashan experience there in Korea. What has it changed your work ethic at all? Like being there while your school is here in Manila?
Well, I think C1 has talked about this, how since because of our workload, we don't really have the free time to go
Okay.
despite not being
Yeah.
there. So I think nothing much is changed actually. It's just our whole life revolves around our academics. We don't really have the time to enjoy, get out.
But hey, your moms can cook for you. That's awesome, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
That's maybe the best part of this whole quarantine. Trust me, I can relate. Well, okay, you guys, maybe you have any advice for any other Korean Tamashans who are studying there, you know?
I think this also answers the previous question about work ethic, but I'd say always take note of the time difference because it's so confusing.
Oh man.
You know, I get random heart attacks every time I look at
Wag
the.
naman heart attacks. Don't get heart attacks. We don't
But
want.
yeah, I get so nervous because sometimes I think na baka late na ako for class when I look at my own, like when I look at Korea time, but then, you know, Philippines is an hour behind, so I'm not late, but yeah, I always feel like I'm late.
Yeah. Well, I think every Sebastian guys can relate to that. Like that feeling of getting up so you can open Blackboard on time, right? Well,
Yeah.
you guys, this has been a very interesting discussion on culture and your experiences as Tamashans abroad. And it has made this first episode quite an exciting kickoff for Culture Shock. Now, before we formally end, SY and C1, would you like to say something to your blockmates or perhaps anyone that might be watching this that you know?
To my 3M Bio 5 blockies. Hi.
How about you, C1? You can shout out your block too.
Shout out to my friends in SLP, to SLP A and B. I love you all, and kapit lang tayo. We can do this. Online classes are just a challenge for us, and we can get over this. Oh, and also to add, I think I'd also really appreciate it if anyone out there watching right now can also check out my YouTube channel.
Hey, she plugged it.
My first video soon, so.
She plugged it.
Oh, can I also shout out to someone? Because ang
Sure,
awkward sa
SY.
akin, Rip. Yeah, pa-redeem po. So, shout out to my Barkada APGs. They're so nice. And also to my support system. I can't say their names, but then, so David, Andre, and Daryl. Yay, thank you so much for always being there for us.
Yay. Thank you, guys. And that ends our episode for today. Thank you very much to you, dear guests, for joining and lending your time with us here on Culture Shock. We hope this episode was not only entertaining to you, Tigers, but may it also serve as newly acquired knowledge as well. Once again, I am Sherwin Haro, and this has been the show that transcends boundaries and embraces differences. Thank you so much for tuning in only here on Culture Shock.
Thank you for having us.